Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Uyiosa and I became a doctor at 22. I starred in a digital TV series with Channel 4. I started investing in property and I've won multiple awards during my medical career. And in today's video, I want to share with you guys 6 things that I wish my younger self knew. So if you're interested in finding out what these things are, then stay tuned. Being busy does not equal being productive. Culture tells us that being booked and busy is the way forward, but actually being busy doesn't equal being productive. And achieving your dreams, I found, is actually relatively simple if we're able to identify your one thing and do it consistently over a period of time so that it is able to compound. So rather than spending your day doing meaningless tasks, I would advise sitting down and breaking down your goals into daily activities so that it actually looks less daunting, and then making that daily activity your one thing. And by one thing, I mean that before the end of the day, if there was only one thing that you had completed, it would be literally that task that you had labeled as your one thing for the day. If you haven't read the one thing, I would highly recommend reading it. I found that in implementing the gems that were dropped in the book, I was able to do all of the amazing things that you guys would have seen at the intro of this video. And if you have read it, then let me know what your favorite takeaway point from the book was. The second thing is perfect time does not exist. I found that I would put things on the back burner whilst I was waiting for the perfect time to do them. But as I've gotten older, I've realised that the perfect time just doesn't exist, and it's actually our responsibility to create time for the things that matter to us. And in working through this, I realised that my yes to things and my no to things actually carried weight. And if I wanted something to happen, I would need to time block. And so time blocking is now my favourite thing. And it's basically when I open my calendar and I might say that on a Wednesday at 6 to 7, I want to block this time out to do X thing that is really important to me. And I do that for all of the activities that I really want to do. And if there's anything that could potentially arise and clash at that time, I basically say no to that, or I try to create a different time in the week to do that other thing. But in doing that, it meant that I was able to learn how to swim whilst working full time and doing all the other things that I was doing on the side. So if you don't already time block, I would highly recommend it for the activities that you really want to do, but just haven't found the perfect time in order for you to do them. 3, embrace your uniqueness sooner. I wish that I had embraced myself sooner. And I read a book by Naval Ravikant, and it basically talks about how your uniqueness is your competitive advantage, because there's no one else on this planet that can be you except you. And if we think about all the celebrities that we love and adore, one of the reasons why we love them is because their stories and their journey were their unique selling point. And over the years, I've had to embrace my USP, the fact that I am a medical doctor, but I absolutely love all things business and finance. And as a result of just being authentic to myself, I've been able to unlock crazy opportunities that I wouldn't have sooner. So if you're watching this, I'd love to pose a question to you. What is your unique selling point? What is that thing that makes you different to someone else who is on a similar trajectory to you? 4, stop planning. There's a saying that the best thing that happen are the things that you never plan for, and I'm slowly starting to think that this is true. I think it's so easy for us to say that by this time, by this day, I want to do X, Y, Z. But the truth of the matter is, there are some things that we can't control, and the pace of life is one of them. And I think it's so important that as we set timeframes to the things that we want to accomplish, we also leave a degree of flexibility for life to happen and for the spontaneity of things to just naturally evolve. A really good case study of this is a company known as AccuRX, and they are UK based. They started off as an antibiotics resistance company, and by that they wanted to tackle antibiotic resistance, and then they evolved and pivoted into the communication aspect of healthcare in the UK and have been able to create tremendous impact. And when I sat down to listen to one of the members of their team speak, they were showing that this isn't something that they had planned to do, but it had just happened as a result of them doing. And I think there's an amazing takeaway point from this. Sometimes you just need to do things rather than over plan. and then in your doing, it naturally evolves into something bigger and better than you would have initially planned for anyway. So to all of my planners, I'm not saying that planning is bad, but do allow a level of elasticity in your planning. 5, take time to celebrate your wins. I love the meme by Kris Jenner where she's saying, "You're doing amazing, sweetie," to one of her children, because it's absolutely true. I think we're so quick to go through life and do things and accumulate accolades, but we never take time to actually celebrate them and just be in the moment to see how far we've come and the person that we have evolved into to be able to even get the accolade in the first place. And one of the common reasons that people don't take time out to celebrate their accolades is because of comparison. Sometimes their achievement might look small because they've compared it to someone else. And comparison is a thief of joy, regardless of how big or how small your achievement is. Your achievement is an achievement and it deserves to be celebrated just because you beat the odds to be able to do what it is that you did. I know that for me, one of my favorite accomplishments to date is being the first ever doctor in my family. And to some people, it may not be a big deal because they may have loads of doctors in their family. And if I was to compare myself to those people, then I would downplay all the hurdles that I had to jump through in order to actually become a doctor. So it's important to not compare yourself to other people, celebrate yourself and celebrate the person that you are becoming. So again, a cheeky task. I would say that you should sit down, if you haven't done so already, and write down all of your accomplishments that you've done today and just take yourself out and celebrate you, because why not? For those of you watching this, I'd love to know, what is that thing that you completed against the odds? If you're happy to share it, then drop a comment in the comment section and I'll be sure to look out for it. And my last point is never stop having fun. And this is probably my most favorite point to date because it's so true. It's so easy to get sucked into the busyness of life, but it's important that as you do life, you enjoy it. And when I speak to all of my elderly patients on the ward, they never talk to me about their job or the things that they've accomplished or the material things that they've had. They talk about the experiences that are dear to them. That really hit home for me. It's so important that whilst we accumulate and we try to create a legacy, it's important that we actually have fun in doing that. So carve out time for you to do the hobbies that you like, to see the people that you love, and to try new things, because it can be so easy to just get swept away in the busyness of life. And that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will share below a link to other videos that I've created that I think you'll enjoy too. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!